Hello and good day, YouTubers. D. Hoyditch here with some commentary and tips on how to use and balance your camera stabilizer using the Flycam 5000. So, first things first, when balancing, you're going to want your camera setup exactly how you will be using it when filming. If you have your screen out to the side, have your screen out to the side. If you have a microphone set up, have that installed. If you're using a big, heavy lens, have everything installed exactly how you're going to be using it when filming. This is very key because even the slightest change, if I have everything balanced in and I open up my LCD screen, it might throw off the balance, and it very likely will. So you want everything set up exactly how you will be using it when you are going to be shooting. Okay. There's several ways to adjust and fine-tune the balance of your stabilizer. On the bottom here, you might be able to see there are some screw knobs, twist knobs, and those are to help adjust a mounting plate which your camera is attached to, either left or right. And there are also some on the sides. I don't know if you can see them. There are some on the sides here. And those are to help adjust the mounting plate forward or backwards. More about the mounting plate. One thing I regret is I did not buy the quick release adapter. So, say I have it all set up, I've been trying to balance it, I can't get it balanced enough how I want it. I have to undo these knobs. Most importantly, you have to walk around with one of these flathead screwdrivers because you will have to unscrew the camera anytime that you want to remove it. As opposed to the quick release adapter, you would just boom, unattach, and you're good to go. You can leave all of the fine-tuned balancing portions intact, which is very important. It'll save you a lot of time. So, that is the whole upper stratosphere. Now let's move on to the bottom, or the sled, is what I guess the terminology for it is. So there's a few things you can do to fine-tune the weight, or fine-tune the balance, using the bottom portion. Well, what they sent me was these fat, bulky, heavy metal washers, which were absolutely no good to me. You'd put one in, you'd have two in, and it wouldn't be enough weight. You'd put another set of them in, and then it'd be way too much weight. So what I did was I went out, local hardware store, bought some of these 5/8 inch flat washers that have the hole diameter size already cut out for me to just plop them right on there. So they're very cheap, 16 cents each I think they were. So I would highly recommend just going out and getting a handful of those to fine-tune the weight on the bottom of your sled. Another way to balance the weight, it's actually a really fine-tuning technique, is increasing the length of the center shaft here. You can increase the length, up to, 8 to 10 inches or so. But what that's going to do, if you increase the length, it's going to simulate more weight on the bottom. If you decrease the length, it's going to simulate less weight on the bottom. And as you can see on mine, I've got it, just about as low as it can go, while still being able to tighten the wing nut. So those are a few key pointers to balancing your Flycam. So what you want to do when you think you have everything, you want to be testing this as you're going along. Move it up. If it's like moves off to the side, then you don't have enough weight or it's off balance. One good way to know if you have about the right amount of weight is the drop test. You want it to go from this horizontal position to this vertical position in about 2 seconds. It might swing past like that that's fine. We're just looking for the time from horizontal to vertical. So let's see how this is doing. 1, 2. See, that's actually pretty good. That was about 2 seconds. If you're trying this and it stops like right here, then you don't have enough weight in the bottom. You're gonna have to add some more weight. Or if it swings way past and flips over, then you got way too much weight, or something's wrong and you need to try redialing it in. So, one thing I highly recommend when starting off balancing is to use the least amount of weight as possible in the base when starting to balance your camera stabilizer, and then move up from there. So, I tried everything, I tried overloading the weight, I tried using moderate amount of weight, and I was like, well, hey, why don't I, go buy some small, lightweight washers and use very minimal weight. And instantly, I saw results. So, perfect amount of weight, you should be able to move your camera from side to side like such and have it stay generally pointing in the same direction. If you have too much weight on the bottom, you're going to get this pendulum effect where you move the camera and then the sled follows, and then you stop, and then you're going to get this whole wobbling effect. That's too much weight on the bottom. Try going a lot less weight. So we got our camera here, pretty much dialed in. It's pretty much staying still when, there's a little wobble, but take a tiny little weight out, see how that does. Looks pretty good. So, a few other techniques to help control your camera is I like to use a couple fingers right below the gimbal here. It definitely helps in the pans. You want to use the minimal amount of effort possible to do this. Any additional effort will, add additional jumbling or instability into your shot, which defeats the purpose of having a stabilizer. So, also for tilts, the same thing. Just very easy, minimal effort. And yeah, that is some of my tips and thoughts about the Flycam 5000. I highly recommend getting the quick release adapter if you plan on buying this piece of equipment. This was my first tutorial for YouTube ever, so some feedback would be really appreciated. Any other questions, feel free to comment, and I will try to answer them as best I can. Thank you for watching, and I hope this was informational and helpful to someone out there.